Lesson 34. The eternity of life. Buddhism teaches us that transcending birth and death, the essence of life is permanent. In this respect, life and death are two sides of the same coin. They alternate continually. This truism is affirmed by the 16th Juryo chapter. There is neither ebb nor flow of birth and death, nor of existence in this world and subsequent entry into extinction. The original enlightenment of the Buddha from the 16th Juryo chapter, which reveals the distant enlightenment of the Buddha, we retain a particular meaning of the formula infinitely distant past. Of the revelation of the distant enlightenment of the Buddha by Shakyamuni in chapter 16, Juryo in the 16th Juryo chapter of the Lotus Sutra, Shakyamuni makes a statement that surprises the great assembly. He reveals to this assembly that in reality, he attained Buddhahood in an infinitely distant past called Gohyaku-Jintengo, and not during this existence. Since I attained Buddhahood, an incalculable number of kalpas have passed, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands and billions of ashamkyas. On the special meaning of the formula infinitely distant past for Nichiren Daishonin, this summit of this chapter, duration of life, is the principle of attaining Buddhahood in the very distant. Very distant means immutable, not created in its original state. Clearly, this past of Gohyaku-Jintengo during which Shakyamuni became a Buddha actually corresponds to the original state of life. The Lotus Sutra introduces a totally revolutionary notion of attaining Buddhahood. According to the Sutra of Sutras, in fact, the attainment of Buddhahood does not occur at a given moment in the past or future, but exists as a potentiality linked to life, which is within everyone's reach, at any time. The period of the original state of life is called past without beginning, or Kwanganjo, in Japanese. This is to differentiate it from the period of the attainment of Shakyamuni's Buddhahood. To distinguish this implicit conception from the literal interpretation, it is designated by the term time without beginning, or Kwanganjo. The time of Kwanganjo represents a time outside of time. Kwanganjo represents a time that is neither past nor future. It deciphers the essential reality of life, which is one with the state of Buddha. Let us listen to President Ikeda give us a vision of this. When we look back on our existence, we discover that in the past before Gohyaku-Jintengo, Kwanganjo, we lived in complete freedom, in a world shining with purity and joy. We were all spiritually remarkable and of the same mindset. However, we who once resided in such a sparkling world have now emerged together in this Saha world. Looking back, I feel that this past and a pure and pleasant world was only yesterday. How could we possibly forget the friends with whom we spent such joyful lives in a state of absolute freedom? And how could we forget the vows we made together at the assembly where the Lotus Sutra was expounded? Eternity in an instant in Buddhism. To speak of eternity in an instant is to say that past, present, and future are intimately linked. Our present reality is a reflection of our past actions, and our future is contained an embryo in our present. On eternity in a moment, President Ikeda writes, the purpose of all human beings lies in the crystallization and utilization of the past for the benefit of the future. We must remember that a pessimistic, hopeless, resigned view of the future risks creating a dark future, while hope, determination, and optimism, with the help of the infinite treasure that is the past, help to open up a future of infinite brightness.